friends, welcome back to episode 16 of the Mile High Club.
Hello, 16 episodes.
16?
How have we made it so far?
I don't know, but we're going to keep going.
Fun, isn't it? Loving it. And what are we speaking about today?
Today we're going to talk about how it's not personal, it's business. And that's why I'm still here.
Can we shout that louder for the people at the back?
Yeah, this is not personal, it's business.
Oh.
And that's why I'm still here. So what do I mean by that? The first thing that I want to say is probably the entire duration of me being in this business, shit has happened. I mean, like death, betrayal, money loss of people. But for me, and somebody said to me the other day, you just crack on when something's happening. Like, I can't believe that you're like that, or that you're going through that and you're still able to operate at the level that you're able to operate at. And I thought I've been doing that my entire life, because I have to separate the way I feel from who I said I was going to be and what I said I was going to do. And I have been so able to do that throughout the last 5-6 years that I started to question, like, have I got emotions? And we've talked about
We've spoken about this a lot. Like, we've joked
and
about...
yes, I have, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I sat and I cried last night in my apartment.
Oh, poor
I sat and I cried. I felt really overwhelmed. I felt really stressed and down. I had a little 2-minute cry, and then I did what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
Because we're allowed to get a little bit emotional.
So I do think there's something weird with the moon.
Well, Mercury's in the microwave at the minute.
In the microwave?
In the microwave. It's in
We're
retrograde.
all a little bit off, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because I had a little cry as well, and I
Did
never
you?
cry, ever, and I got all emotional. But again, I had to be very careful, though, because I don't cry, and I was crying, and I was like, don't take it into your business, don't take it into your business.
No, of course
because
not.
I think it's quite natural for people to take their emotions that they're having outside of their business and throw them inside. It was one of the biggest learning curves I ever had, was just because you're feeling like this there, don't bring it into it's a bit like when people say you leave your day. You know, my husband goes to his day job. He leaves his family at the door and goes in. He leaves his work at the door and comes out.
Yeah.
Like, his work doesn't come home, his family doesn't go in.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really hard when you're working from home and everything kind of mushes a bit together. There's no lines, there's no boundaries. Yeah. And it's like, when is it the business and when is it me? Because it all seems to be...
I am the business.
One. And when you're so fully the business, how do you, how do you split that?
So I split that because you don't have any other choice to not split it. And it's like, I did a Zoom call last week while I was going through it. And I'd said that I would turn up, speak, train, and do the thing that I'd said I would do. And there's 2 options that I've got there, which is push through and be the person that I'm telling everybody that I am. And one thing about me is I am exactly who I say I am. Exactly who I say I am. And so when I've said I'll do something and I've said I'll show up for others, and this is the thing for me now, I was showing up for other people that I'd promised that I would be there, that I promised I would help, and I had to, in that moment, put what was going on with me in the bin and deal with it after the Zoom. And there's been many times over the years where stuff has happened and we have to show up. And what I see a lot in our industry is people getting really emotional about really small things.
It's always the tiniest things. Tiny things. It's just, for me, but I do think with the emotion, it's also based kind of, we're tipping into, is it just an easy excuse?
I think it is an easy excuse. And the other thing I want to say is, like, you can have the biggest heart in the world and be going through something, but for you to be able to show up like a CEO and not somebody that isn't going to get anywhere, sometimes we have to take the emotion out of things and operate only from logic. And people question me quite often, like, how are you able to do what you're doing while that's happening or that's happening? And it's because I've had to show up as the version of me that is logical and not the version of me that wants to have a little cry at home.
Yeah.
And the point of this is you can still be both. You can be soft and savage. You can be a CEO in heels, and you can go home and have a little cry at the end of the day.
You really can, but also you've got to be so aware that emotion can actually ruin your business. I think 100% of businesses they fail because of emotion.
Yeah.
You get too emotional with it, too stressed, too anxious, too this, too that, too whatever. And it's like you didn't get too fixated on the system, did you? You got too fixated on the emotion that came with it. And it is, our business is like this. Woo!
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was just, whoa, oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
So this is the thing, too many people in network marketing, and I think maybe even entrepreneurship generally, will make an emotional decision in year one where it's not working, it's failing, I can't push through this, it's, you know, it's never going to work for me, or my husband thinks it's this, or such and such a body thinks it's that, and the emotion takes the logic out of the decision that they made at the beginning. And so because of that, most businesses will fail in year one, and most people in network marketing will have quit or not got anywhere because they've not been able to differentiate what's logical to what's emotional. And so they never get to see the fruits of the labor for year 4 or 5 because they weren't able to do the thing that I think is one of my superpowers, is if I have said I am doing something, no matter what goes on around me, I'm going to do the thing that I said I'm going to do by the time that I said I was going to do it.
Like we're doing it at the moment. We're running to like ranks at the moment. I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care what life is throwing at me. I don't care. You know, put a blockade in front of me. I'm climbing over it. But also, can we touch on the fact that some people join businesses for emotional reasons, and then forget that emotion?
Yeah.
How many times have I had the conversation where somebody's joined my business for a really seriously emotional reason? They had to. It's been a child, it's been an illness, it's been a family member, it's been like I'm rock bottom. And all of a sudden, within 3-4 weeks, 5 months, 6 months, maybe things get a little bit better and they forget why they started. And how many times do I have to take people right back and say, hang on a second, babe, like 3 weeks ago we had a sit down conversation, you told me that you absolutely had to have this because of your why, and your why was really strong. You were crying, I was crying, and now we're just giving up on that. Like, did we just lose the emotion for it? Are we not caring anymore, or have we just forgotten
and
about that emotion?
What, like you've just said there, when somebody's life improves a little bit, they forget that it could improve infinitely, because at the time they were operating from emotion and not logic. And so it's about bringing the logic into your life. So I can come across quite robotic sometimes, can't I?
Well, you've softened up.
I've softened
maybe
up
when I first met you, but not anymore.
No.
But you are very this is what I'm doing, this is how we do it. It's like with your team, I've seen it with your team where you're just like, well, this is the rules, and if you want to do something else, don't call me.
Don't.
Like, this is the system. If you want to go off and do another system, great, but I'm not helping you with that because that's not this system.
It's not what we
so
do.
In a way, robotic with work, I think.
So I think I've been quite robotic in business, and what I've realised lately is I'm regulated, not robotic. So I regulate emotion where it needs to be regulated so that I can control a big team of different personalities and different emotions and different problems that are constantly going on. And what it comes down to is emotional intelligence, which is something a lot of people are lacking or struggling with. Now, then I was thinking back to none of these skills, and everything's a skill. You can learn.
Everything is a skill.
We can learn to become fluent in emotional intelligence at any time, and we can learn to regulate and work from logic and emotion when we need to. But there's a reason there's so much of this lacking, and none of this was taught to us at school again. And it goes back to school. I was thinking the other day.
Why are they teaching us to stay in the matrix still in this day and age? Why are they teaching the matrix? Not our matrix, their matrix.
No, I wish they taught our matrix because I would have been much further up it had I got in it.
But you're right, nobody teaches passive income.
They don't teach us passive income. They don't teach us anything to do with mortgages and interest rates. I left high school and I remember this, not knowing what a debit card was. And I remember asking my mum, was a debit card bad? And she said, what do you mean? And I thought debit and debt
was the same
thing. And I thought that it meant that my mum was in debt because she had a debit card and I didn't know what an interest rate was. And this is a good one for you. I thought when you got points for driving, it meant that you were a good driver. And so I've spent my life
I'm a great driver, babe. I'm probably the best you've ever seen.
And so I've spent my life collecting points.
Oh, so
and now I'm like,
now we're like
Lewis Hamilton in a Range
loads
Rover.
of points.
Wow, look how good I am. I've got so many points. But this is the thing, you're not taught any actual life skills.
This
and
is
now I'm going to go back to something here. I remember vividly being taught about something that I thought was going to cause me a big problem when I was older. And it's actually never really affected me.
What's that?
The Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, God, don't get us started on the Bermuda Triangle.
So they taught me.
Tell everybody what your problem is.
They taught me there was a whole, I think, like syllabus on the Bermuda Triangle and how planes had gone missing and ships had sunk
and
there.
You can't fly over
You
it.
can't fly over
fly
it.
Around
People
it.
have never come back when they fly over it. So my entire, probably young adult life, if we were flying over, I was like, fucking hope to God we don't go near the Bermuda Triangle, rocking backwards and forwards in the chair and looking on the flight map, please tell me we're not near Bermuda,
Stop it.
And then it didn't turn out to be anything in life, but they taught us a whole
loads of stuff
term
never need
on this, and I was like, I grew up with the fucking irrational phobia of the Bermuda Triangle and how close I was flying to it. When was the last time anybody went missing I thought it was like a fucking black hole in the middle of the globe that you can't go near. It's an island with pigs on it.
No, that's the Bahamas. There's no pigs in Bermuda.
Same thing.
Where do you think that? How did you think the people that lived in Bermuda got to the?
I didn't think there was people there, just skeletons and pirate shit.
There.
No, I didn't know what the fuck was going on there. It was like another universe until it was just an island in the Caribbean.
Yeah, where nothing. Well, I think one plane went missing in the war, and they made a big thing about it.
So this
it was literally one plane
so
that
think
vanished.
about the shit that they fed you as a child as knowledge for things that you need to know, and then think about the things that you didn't know when you left school. Things like emotional intelligence, things like feminine and masculine energy, things like debt and interest rate, things like passive income.
But this is what we're dealing with when we're trying to go out there and let's go back to the social media, when we're putting ourselves out on social media and we're saying all this stuff and it's landing on people who've never heard it before. I don't always think the trolling and the resistance and the pushback in what we do is actually a thing. It's alien. It's so alien. What do you mean you don't work for somebody? What do you mean you get paid anyway?
Yeah.
What do you mean? This must be a pyramid. This must be something that I got taught. And what they're doing is they're
projecting
what they think they know it is, because what they've taught, and they're putting it together and they have no idea. Actually, all the skills that I needed for this business, I learned after leaving school.
So
every single one of them.
Joining a network marketing company, especially with coaches like us, is going on a free university degree. The amount of training and transferable skills that you will get, whether it's from sales psychology to emotional intelligence to how to run a business to social media tips, you name it, we teach it, you're going to get it. And they don't teach you things like even down to wealth management. We have discussions about wealth management
because we sit in the rooms where they talk about that, but the normal person doesn't. I'm quite open about the fact that when I was 27, I'd made $1 million and I lost $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
I lost it because I had no idea how to hold it. I think there's a percent. You'll like this percentage. 88% of millionaires. 88% of lottery millionaires.
Oh yeah, we did this on one of
lose their money within 5 years because they don't have, one, the mindset, the money mindset, and two, the knowledge to be able to know what to do with that amount of money. And they don't teach it.
No.
They don't teach investment. They don't teach. We're out there scrambling. Why? Why are we not teaching it?
They don't teach confidence as well. Because
the world wouldn't work.
They don't.
So
yeah.
Somebody explained this to me once. So have a look at the way that the world works, and you go to school and you come out and you get put into the matrix, and the matrix holds everything in place. If everybody wanted to be an entrepreneur, if everybody wanted to be a millionaire, if everybody wanted to do what we do, who would be the person that's sitting downstairs on the desk? Who would be the people cleaning the offices at the end of the night? Everybody is to create an order from here to here where everybody feels the matrix.
Yeah.
If you get
The biggest
taught
matrix
how to
in the world.
if you get taught how to
Yeah.
cheat the matrix, the world will collapse. I know it sounds a lot,
Yeah.
but nobody will ever go. If we were taught this at school, nobody would ever take mundane jobs.
No, of course not. And the good thing is, and why I'm so passionate about what I do and what I teach and the voice that we now have, the platform that we get to use, is I'm not here to wake everybody up.
I don't want everybody
I don't.
I
But
don't
I
want
am here
everybody.
to free the people
that want to be woken.
that and it is, let's use the Matrix as an example. He's always felt like something was a little bit off and it was meant for more, and then he takes the blue pill and he starts to see everything from that perspective. And it's like, I was always like that from school. Like, I didn't get on with school. I knew that I could have anything. I knew that I could be anything. You know, the delusional confidence thing again comes back in, and there's so many people out there that are like that. And I think because of things like the internet and chat GPT and books, people have started to realize that there's so many other ways, and it doesn't have to be network marketing, but you can break out of what you were told was right. And let's go back to trolls a minute on this, because the thing that I keep seeing is, and it's only ever from men, and they're always bald, and I know I always say that, but they just are. It's not my problem. I go on their profile picture, they look like jacket potatoes with glasses on. And I think, not you again, John.
Oh, John.
Not you again, surely. But it is.
John.
It's John with a different pair of specs on his spud.
On his spud.
And so they always write in the comment section, childless. And I write child free. I'm not childless. I didn't fucking lose it. I chose not to have one.
Mindset.
For somebody.
Yeah.
And I read a stat the other day.
Oh, here she goes.
Obviously, I've not said a stat for ages.
I thought we had gone through at least 3 episodes.
No.
Without
A stat. So by 2030,
yeah.
45% of women aged 35 to 40 will be single and child free by choice.
Wow.
Yeah. And on the flip side, the men that fall into the same category, when studied, will be lonely, unhappy, and die younger. The women that are in the exact same category will be happy, fulfilled, and live longer, because they're not taking care of somebody's son.
True.
They're taking care of their own wants and needs, which is what I have done, which is what I will continue to do. Now, I don't hate men, despite contrary.
Despite
I hate bald men in their mum's basement.
Bald men called John.
Spudhead.
Spudhead John.
Spudhead Steve in his mum's basement with his bifocals on.
But there's more. You've seen
fuck off.
There's more.
What I'm saying is...
Oh! Hello. Who's that? Is that another one? She's got another friend.
Siri's sending me a link to bifocal lenses. I don't want any.
Is that because...
Steve, what the fuck? I've got my Apple Watch on. What I'm saying is, I don't hate men. I just know what I want, and I won't settle for anything less than what I want. And if it doesn't happen, that is absolutely fine by me, because I love my life. So people can... It's an outdated narrative is what I'm saying. We were taught at school that we should. And again, this is all part of the matrix system that you were just on about. So go to school. You've got to be there at 9 o'clock and you're going to leave at 3. Wear this uniform. I used to get told off because my socks weren't long enough, my skirt was too short, I've got fucking earrings in, I was chewing gum, whatever. Whenever
I was like my 13-year-old.
Yeah, when they used to say it, what you've got chewing gum in, I'd say, how is this affecting my fucking ability to learn? What's the problem? You can't. Why can I not? So I've always been like that.
Yeah.
Your skirt is 1 inch. Is that stopping me from seeing the whiteboard in any way, shape, or form? What's the problem here? I couldn't understand why I was been trying to fit shoved into this box that was never designed for me. And so I've always questioned everything. And then from there, you're not taught about debt, but you are encouraged to get in it. Is the next thing to talk about.
Yeah,
So
here we go.
I just saw somebody post, and somebody that's my age saying I'm just finishing paying my student loan off.
How?
With interest, by the way,
How?
because they've told us that we needed to go to university, get in debt so that we could get a degree, mostly in a degree subject that you can't do anything with, by the way. Geography, what are you going to do? Start fucking photosynthesis outside. Like, do you know what I mean? Go and erode fucking mountains in the wild.
Photosynthesis?
What?
I can explain what that is.
I can. I don't think I can actually. I probably didn't pay any. It's probably biology and not anyway. It's something shit that you can't get a job with after, unless you're going to go and teach that subject. Now, all subjects are taught by people that don't own businesses in their field. Is the next thing.
Oh,
that I'm
the
cover.
business studies teachers who have never had a business.
I went to university.
How the hell?
I went to university and I paid for mine in cash because I didn't want to get in debt. I paid for it in cash, 10 grand out of my wages. And I did a real estate degree, and I was taught valuation by somebody who had never valued a property in the field. Again, I had a problem with this. Of course, I questioned, this is not how it's done in practice, because I was in practice at the time. I was working in a surveying role and I'd valued properties already. When they tried to teach it me at university, I'd already valued properties. So I sat and said, this isn't how it's done. And they said, this is how it's taught.
Oh.
And I said, but why? We don't value like that in the real world. Yeah, but we're teaching you this. And I was like, so I'm paying £10,000 for you to teach me wrong, for me to come out and go into, I'm already in the role doing this and getting paid for it. So you want to teach it me incorrectly and take £10,000 of my money that most people have got interest on, so it's going to be God knows how much by the time they finish paying it over that span. And I was thinking about the whole trap of the system. So we're encouraged to get in debt at uni. You're encouraged to buy a house, which is a debt and not an asset. It's a liability until you own it outright and it's income producing or it's got equity in it. It's a debt. Please read Rich Dad Poor Dad if you haven't, because it was one of the first books that opened my eyes. You're encouraged to buy a car on finance with
that you don't own
debt on it, so that you can look great to all your neighbours because they've just got one. They want you to get married, which is a legal contract to tie you into somebody.
Wild,
Everything is contractual and it's designed to fit into the system. They want you to reproduce so you can make more ants for the ant farm. That is school.
So of course you're going to feel uncomfortable when you step outside of the matrix,
course.
because you weren't taught.
No.
And this is where we step in and say, listen, it's going to feel uncomfortable. The uncomfortable is
weird.
because it's everything against what you've ever been taught. We have to literally unteach you every belief that you've ever picked up, which is why we laugh when people come to us and goes, I had it yesterday. You're a scammer. Karma's coming to get you. What? Karma for what? Yeah, good karma, because I'm helping people change their lives. The only karma I get is fucking brilliant karma, joy and everything I've ever wished for, because I'm helping people get out of the matrix.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. That's the be all and end all. And you can't get going back to the emotion. You can't sit there in a matrix and get emotional.
No.
That it's not working for you. It's designed to not work for you. It's designed to fail. So don't get angry when we're winning, because our product is designed to win.
By helping other people win. It's the whole model. And again, I'll say it again, it's one of the most intelligent business models in the world. And there's a reason that you're not taught about it. It goes against everything that you've been led to believe.
I think today's going to get a lot of people thinking.
I hope it does.
I hope so. I hope we've triggered some people into thinking, holy shit, I never looked at it as a matrix.
I can't
it wasn't designed for us
way.
To win. And we can't look at it any other way now.
We can't. And let's just go back to being disciplined before we close out. Because if you sat listening to this or watching it on YouTube or whatever it is and you're thinking, maybe they've got a point. Number one, we've got many points. And when you start to look at things a little bit differently, you'll start to realise why we're so passionate about speaking it out on it and helping and doing the things that we do. But number two, to get from there, which is something that we've all been programmed with our entire lives, and nobody kind of told us any different from the off. Number two, getting from there to there is going to require a level of discipline and emotional intelligence that for you to be able to push through that 4 to 5 years to get out of the position that you're in to the one that you want to be in, and it might not look like ours. I think that's the other thing that's important.
I think that's
to
really
say.
important to say.
It doesn't need to look like mine. It might be family based. You might not be money driven, whatever it is. But what we're saying is there's another life out there that if you can be disciplined enough and emotionally intelligent enough to know when to be logical and when to be human, and you can take that and apply it to business, then there's something out there that could not just change your life, but the lives of thousands of others, tens of thousands, millions by the time we've finished.
I'm getting emotional.
Oh yeah, don't cry.
Not that emotional.
I was gonna say fucking hell.
No, but it's true. If only people could see it.
If only people could see it. So 2 things that I want to say. Number 1, if you're waiting to feel like it, you're never going to feel like it.
No.
I don't feel like doing this every day of my life, every day, the way that I do it. To the
Hell
level
no.
of intensity that I operate at,
But
both of us, but there's always a but we do it anyway,
Yeah.
because it's who we said we were, and we've got responsibilities. And the next thing is, you will never learn anything unless you do it.
what was it that Cassie said the other day? You didn't learn to drive in a parked car. You didn't learn to swim on land.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to get in the pool
you have to get
so
in
that
the
you
pool.
can
You
work
have
out
to
how
get behind
to
the
do it.
steering wheel.
You have to inhale a bit of water and look like a dick the first time you get in. And probably a few times after, you have to flap around and look like a bit of an idiot. And that's the entry cost. It's the embarrassment. It's the embarrassment.
Yeah.
What are people going to think? Oh my God, look at Leah. She looks like a fucking salmon that's out of water. Like, but she's in water. It makes it look even weirder.
I'm picturing that.
And that's what it is. And if you can push past that, guess what you're going to get? Thousands of cheerleaders that want you to win. Not 5 people that are saying, why is Leah doing that? You know, the people that are closest to you, but a new positive community of people in network marketing that want you to win and that celebrate your success the way that they should do.
Love that.
We're going to cry.
No, we're going to go and get packed because we are heading to Orlando.
We are!
Time to pack our bags, baby.
So this week, after this episode, we're going to share some of our best bits and some of our funniest bloopers.
There is going to be a lot going on in that convention hall. We're then going to Vegas. So the next podcast that you see will be from Vegas. Back in the pod studio.
Back in where it all began.
Where it all began. Yeah. Oh my God, it's like a big full
so we're going to have some guests on for you over the next few episodes. Yeah. We're going to split them up. You're going to like them. Some of you have asked me to get some of these people on already.
Yay!
I'm excited. Thank you so much, guys. We are the Mile High Club, and we'll see you next week.